This is Comic Support, where we give you upcoming comic book stories for new readers and comic book superfans. In this issue, we have 10 titles from Marvel Comics coming to your local comic book shops this September. Welcome to Comic Support. I'm Leon Scorpius, and in this issue, we're going to talk about Marvel comic books beginning this September. As always, a special thank you to Taymation Studios. You can catch all of our latest videos by subscribing. If you like this video and other Comic Support videos, please give us a like and comment below on what comic books you'll be picking up this week. First up, Return of Wolverine, number 1 of 5. This limited series is coming at you from Charles Soule with Steve McNiven on the art and on the colors. And Wolverine is back. Yep, after an entire summer of waiting for the return of Wolverine, this is finally a comic book where he is back, and he's coming at us with some revised powers. We've seen a couple of images of him with his new claws, which are steamy, on fire. I don't think they're fire claws, they're definitely steam claws, but what kind of power augmentation is this? Find out in Return of Wolverine number 1. Fantastic Four number 2 by Dan Slott and Sarah Pichelli. And you may be wondering, why are you recommending a number 2, Leon? Didn't number 1 just come out last month? Well, sneaky, Dan Slott really didn't bring back the Fantastic Four in the number 1 issue, spoiler alert, but he promises that they will come together here in the number 2 issue. So Reed, Sue, and the kids are expected to be back in this one, and I can't wait to find out how. The Marvel 2-in-1 issues have been doing a great job of connecting the story of Johnny Storm and the Thing. Mr. Ben Grimm just proposed last issue, so there's a lot of things happening, and this issue is not one to miss. Thanos Legacy number 1 comes at us from Donny Cates and Jerry Duggan, and we are really trying to figure out all the pieces of Thanos' story within Infinity Wars. So you've got Infinity Wars, you had the Thanos series that had ended with Cosmic Ghost Rider, and there's a lot of unknowns. This one-shot should help fill in the blanks. As Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. That's exactly what it sounds like, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of Guardians of the Galaxy, it's Asgardians in the Galaxy. This is coming at us from writer Cullen Bunn and Matteo Lolli on the art. This is an Infinity Wars tie-in, and it's actually one of the only Infinity Wars tie-in I'm actually interested in. Nothing against the warps, that sounds pretty cool too, but here you actually have a lot of characters that we haven't seen in action in a while. You have Valkyrie, which makes this somewhat of a spiritual successor to the Fearless Defender series from Cullen Bunn, and she is joined by a lot of misfit Asgardian characters. You've got Scourge, the Executioner, fresh from Thor Ragnarok. You've got Angela, which is Thor's half-sister, a very interesting character as well. You've got Throg, Mighty Frog of Thunder. If there's any reason to pick up this comic book, it's because you want to read more of Throg. So all of these misfits Asgardians are going out there to stop Nebula. Nebula is going to take advantage of everything that's happening with Infinity Wars, and she's trying to take over the galaxy, but not if Valkyrie and her gang of Asgardians can stop her. Spider-Geddon number 0. Spider-Geddon is the next big Spider-Man event that's happening inside of the comic book universe, and it is the 2.0 of Spider-Verse. If you've been following a lot of our Spider-Man, the PS4 video game that's coming out in September, we've talked a lot about Spider-Verse and all the different Spider-Mans in all the different multiverses. And Spider-Geddon is a continuation of that story, where we are actually going to see the premiere of Marvel Spider-Man from the PS4 inside the comic books. This is written by Christos Gage, who also did the writing for Marvel's Spider-Man on the PS4, and this is just going to be a really cool opportunity to see how that storyline blends in the comic books and potentially brings in new readers. So whether you're a comic book fan that is looking for an awesome video game to play based off of your favorite web slinger, pick up the Marvel Spider-Man video game coming out in September. And if you happen to be a video game player that maybe want to pick up a comic book for the very first time, I would recommend Spider-Geddon number 0 so you can see how your video game experience ties into the comic book adventure. Avengers number 7 and 8. The new Avengers comic comes to us from writer Jason Aaron, and he has artist Sarah Pichelli for these issues, and we are going to explore a little bit more of the 1 million BC prehistoric Avengers. Specifically, you're going to see a little more of Ghost Rider, who everybody likes to see this version. The ancient 1 million BC Ghost Rider is riding a woolly mammoth. There's a lot that was brought into Marvel Legacy that introduced these new characters, and issue number 7 is a great jumping on point to find out a little bit more about their history. You'll also want to pick up number 8 because issue number 8 is going to be the formal introduction of this group as the formal Avengers. So the very first 6 issues has been all these Avengers kind of haphazardly put together but not willing to call themselves the Avengers. Well, in issue 8 they decide they're the Avengers and they are setting up a brand new headquarters. Wait for it, Avengers Mountain. That's right, they set up a crazy new headquarters and they're going to face off some new adventures, including a villainous Namor who might not be so happy about what they're doing. So if you want to start reading some Avengers, I suggest number 7 and number 8 as great jumping on points for you in the month of September. West Coast Avengers number 2 by Kelly Thompson and Stefano Caselli. This is going to be one of the comic books of the year in my opinion because every single issue is going to be a new adventure, and I feel like every issue of West Coast Adventures is going to be a great jumping on point for you. You have Hawkeye. You have America Chavez and Kid Omega. There's a lot of characters for you. Gwenpool, for those Gwenpool lovers, to enjoy. It's a younger book. I think it's a lot more fun. It's on the West Coast, so all of you West Coast people should be enjoying this. I know I am. And in this issue, you're going to have Tigra, a former West Coast Avenger, except she's huge this time. She's ginormous. She's giant size. What's going on with Tigra? Find out in West Coast Avengers number 2. Captain America Annual number 1. This is coming to us from writer Teenie Howard and artist and colorist Chris Sprouse. And we are going to get a blast from the past. This is going to be a story with Captain America and Bucky Barnes back in a World War II battle, exploring Captain America's past. I think annuals are a great opportunity to kind of just take a glimpse at what everyone's dealing with, and I think with everything that's happening with Captain America, this might be a refreshing story for you, a great one-shot to pick up, and seeing the cool dynamics between Captain America and Bucky before he became the Winter Soldier. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 309 and 310. You have writer Chip Zdarsky that's been doing a fantastic job on Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, specifically looking at kind of the behind the scenes of everything that Peter Parker is going through, from his mentality, etc. I know Amazing Spider-Man tends to be very action-oriented and very story-driven, but in Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, we get to kind of get some of those in-between beats and some of the threads within Peter Parker's life. We have a continuation story that artist and colorist Chris Bachalo has been working on, featuring the relationship between Spider-Man and Sandman. There's something that's happening with Sandman. If you were reading 308, I feel like this is, again, just a really good jumping on point to see what this story is between these two characters. And 310 is going to be something that you're going to want to pick up because it's both written and drawn by Chip Zdarsky himself. X-Men Gold number 35 and 36. This is it, everyone. This is the last 2 comics coming from Mark Guggenheim as the writer on X-Men Gold. In through 35, he is going to be paired up with artist Michelle Bandini, and Perez is going to be doing the final issue on 36. In 35, expect the X-Men against the Undead. This is going to be the continuation of Storm's personal story, where she's returned back to her village and she's going against a god. Hopefully we'll find out what's going on with Storm. It's being teased as potentially Storm's final battle, but my guess it has to do more with Storm and her Stormcaster hammer. Hopefully that will wrap up that story. And number 36 is the final issue. We're going to see a little bit about Kitty Pryde as headmistress and get a little final story there. That's it for my new series picks for Marvel Comics coming at you in September. If you'd like to nerd out with me, you can follow me on Twitter at LeonScorpius. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. We appreciate all your support. Keep nerding out with me, and we'll see you next issue.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to watch more from us, click on one of the thumbnails. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep up to date with our latest shenanigans. Be sure to click the bell for notifications, and check out the description below for a link to our Patreon page. See you next time!